Look at it, look at it, look at it. Hey guys, Lane Jones, Rock Solid Fitness, and we're doing our video 2 on how to create a classic physique. So I'm starting off showing you a picture of Frank Zane's book, because he's done something very interesting that we have to do if you want to create a classic physique. You have to plan. You have to identify what is the look I'm trying to create. So what Frank Zane suggests in his book is look at your silhouette. Okay, so you see what he's done is taken a photograph and blackened it where you can only see a silhouette. Okay, that's how you gather how do you actually look to other people, because most of us don't really know how we look. We look at ourselves and we tend to, if we're wanting to be muscular, we tend to look at the muscles we like. We look at our strengths, and we tend to not look at our weaknesses. We avoid looking at, for example, the waistline. So we just stare at chest and shoulders. And some people do the opposite. Like ladies sometimes stare at the parts that they hate, and they don't realize they don't look as bad as they think. They're just staring at that part that they can't stand. So if you take your silhouette and focus on your silhouette, which you can do by looking at your shadow, then you can see what's going on here. So a classic physique is characterized by narrow waist, broad shoulders, a V taper, a V shape going out. And you see the shoulders are very rounded, and there's a lot of curves between the joints of his body. So how do we create this? Well, it requires planning, and then you make your workouts reflect that plan, and you create the body you want. What a lot of us do is we're just lifting weights. We're not really planning. We're just like, it's back day, so I'll do that, I'll do this, ooh, maybe I'll do that. And you're not following a plan to create the body you want. You're just lifting weights thinking it's gonna make you a body. So let's look at creating a physique. So here's what we don't wanna do, okay? This is gonna be the guy we don't wanna do. We don't wanna just go lift weights, because if you just lift weights, let's say you decide, man, I really love traps. I need bigger traps. I'm gonna do traps. Guys tend to overtrain traps. And you create some big old trap muscles right here. You make those traps really big. Well, what that does, it makes your shoulders appear narrower. We're trying to make broad shoulders. It makes them appear narrower the higher those traps get. It also makes your biceps look smaller, okay? When the shoulders look narrower, your waist will appear wider. So now it looks like your waist is wide, which means you don't have a V shape, you have a rectangular shape to your physique, okay? And then a lot of us tend to overtrain the quads, so then we get some thick quads. Basically, we're training the muscles in the center of the body, okay? And then some of us don't train calves enough, but anyway. So what happens is you end up with a blocky looking physique, okay? Too much training sometimes with heavy weights on the muscles that grow the middle of our body. Well, what we're trying to do is grow the muscles away from the center of the body, grow the muscles away from the middle. See, calves, shoulders, lats, away from the middle, away from the waistline. So too heavy of deadlifts and too heavy of squats can grow the center mass of the body, okay? Create a shape that you're not looking for. Plus, bulking, overeating, forcing yourself to eat because you've heard, oh, I gotta eat, I gotta bulk. You're expanding that waistline. Okay, now, what should you do? Create a plan. Okay, so let's say on this plan, we're gonna focus on not traps so much as the outside of the shoulders, the middle delt, making those shoulders really round. So we put some curve here and some curve here, okay? We look wider. Now, we want to focus on the outside of the tricep. So we put some curve on that tricep, curve on that tricep. All right, now we got some shape going on. So we got some curves going on. Keep the waist tight and small by doing small meals. Stop eating before you feel full. There's a 15-minute delay between your brain and your stomach. And sometimes when you've eaten till you feel full, if you notice, 15 minutes later, you feel stuffed. So stop eating while you're still hungry. Eat small, frequent meals so that the waist never stretches, okay? So keep the waist small by small meals. ab work and cardio. Yes, cardio. Do those. You just don't want to overdo the cardio and cost yourself some muscle growth. Okay, now we want to work on the lats. So we got lats coming in to a narrow waist. Put some curve on the thighs, but not overly developed. Don't overly develop the thighs. Okay, so I say, lighter weight on your squats, but more reps. Hit 20, 30 reps on a set of squats. Okay, the outside of the calf, the inside of the calf. Those are different. There's different exercises to train the outside and the inside on your calves. Okay, now we've got some curves going on the body. Don't overtrain the traps. Train them a little bit, but don't overtrain those traps. Okay. This is wide, this looks narrow, okay? Your chest will not, make sure you develop the chest, especially the upper chest. You can have too much lower chest and your chest look like it's sagging, you'll look like you've got breasts. But you can never have too much upper chest. Train that upper chest so that the upper chest doesn't the chest doesn't appear flat as this gets wide, okay? So it's all about planning, okay? And that's how you take yourself to a classic physique look, as opposed to being a big square. Lane Jones, Rock Solid Fitness.